Jules here from Joolsedesigns at JT Creations. So it's another Tuesday Treasures. What I've got for you today is 2 CD envelopes. I've done them kind of generic so that they'll work with Christmas or they'll work all the year round. I was going to do them with my, sort of like in with the Christmas digital, but then I thought no. So we've got this one, and they're both kind of grungy. They've got script on them. This one's got bits of gold. This one's red and beige. This one's turquoise and beige. And what I want to do is something similar to this. So this is, it's got a journal card in it. This one's slightly bigger. It's got vellum, and you can see there it's a poinsettia. And what I did was I put it, shove that back in, made a pocket, and I made a pocket at the top of the journal rather than at the bottom, because what happens with journals is we tend to concentrate on the bottom, and then we have a nice kind of solid bottom and the top is kind of flimsy. So get my stamps out the way. So what we're going to do is, with the magic of editing, I'm going to go away, I'm going to cut these out, and I'll be back. I am back. So I've cut it out. I've actually creased this one and folded it. But what I did do on this one, I printed a music sheet on the back. Just to let you know, that, just to show you that you can print a digital on the back. That one's plain, which is fine because you can put sort of like a digital book page, anything on the back of that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my crease board out. Normally I would get my little one out, but I'm going to use this big one. And I'm going to crease this. So it comes with white lines, so that you know where to crease. So if you don't have a crease board, you can put a ruler up against it and the blunt edgy of scissors, or and now this one is going to go in this journal. This one is going to go in my Scottish Christmas journal, and I've not made it up like this yet. So I'm going to pick the page. So I'm just looking, that one looks good. That's got a tree on it. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this come out like that, but I don't want too much of that. I just want a tiny little bit of that on there. So because I've decided on that, I'm going to fold this one up and we'll stick that one down. This one I'm just going to stick down there so that we've got a pocket that opens that way instead of that way. And so we want to put our little soldier in first. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to glue. Now when you print on vellum, or you need to let it dry. I just did that from a digital. Also vellum, and it's actually not vellum, it's tracing paper. I do use vellum. I have got vellum, but not everybody has vellum. A lot of you have tracing paper, and it tends to wrinkle and crease when you put glue on it. So what I'm doing is I'm just going over with my finger, putting him the right way, and I'm just centering him and just sure I've got all the... Now what I don't want is to put something in there and it catch. And as I've done with the... when I put anything in, I'm going to cover this with some washi tape. Now whatever we're putting in this pocket's going to go that way, so it's not going to interfere with that. And as I said, this lid's going to get put down, this flap. And this one I'm just going to cut in like that. That's going to be the top of the pocket. So I want a thumb notch here, and I'm thinking of doing both of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down, so just a thin line of glue near the edge, and then a thin line of glue down this edge. And push that in. If you get a bit of glue over there, it doesn't matter. And there we are. We have our little nutcracker ready. So I'm going to put a thumb notch in there. Bigger thumb notch, I think, because I want a shallower one but a wider one, if you know what I mean. That's it, and it's on both of them. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink round, and this is generally how I cover up little white bits like this. Just go over it with that. Right, I'm going to get a visitor because that's my husband back with the doggy. She is. Hello. Hello, you big walkie walkies. Alright, 2 seconds. Right. And she stands at the top of the stairs and barks for my husband to come up and see me. But obviously he knows I'm videoing. Okay. So we've got that. Okay, so I'm back. So I've got some bits of scrapbook papers here, and I'm just going to, I think it's for, so the actual thing is 4 3/4. It should be by 4 3/4, yeah. So what I want is I want a card that's just under 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm just, that's it. And that's that one. And I'm going to cut the other one to that as well. Alright, so we've got a letter one there and these are just the packaging cards. So and I'm going to use I think I'll use this part of the letter, and I'm just going to rip it with the ruler. And even though it's packaging, I'm going to have a little bit of a border, because I can control that with ink. again, just so that's that one. And in fact, I'll ink it round first. We'll get this down. I think I might have a go at Scotch timber on this one. See how this looks. Yeah. And we'll do this one. Now this is kind of glossy card, so that'll take a while to dry on this. Okay, and then we'll just pop that on there. We've got a nice journal card, and you can write on it on there. That's pale enough to write on, and I think we might have a tab on this one, and I do have some tabs. I've got a little drawer full. I think I might have this one with the gold spots. Just inking round it. The journal card, and then we'll just match that up with the thumb notch. It's still got the glittery bits on, but it's quite nice. And there we are. And then we'll take the journal and we'll put it in there. So again, it's flat, just glue the very edges. I'm just running my finger over it just to and then just put it on there, open it up, and there we are. We have our CD pocket, and although it's a white background, the vellum, the printed vellum, looks quite nice. You can stamp on your vellum, you can do anything. So that's that one. And as you can see, we've got that one there and that one there. That one there is a side pocket, and that is a stamped image, and I just painted it in with metallic paint, and I just left its craft card. So I covered it with book page and left the other side free, and then I just put a grommet in and put some little dangles on. So what I want to do now with, I think we might leave that one. I do have some poinsettias. I've got a nice tartan one here, and this is a freebie that's coming up, so you'll need to keep watching my channel to see when that one comes up, because it is a thank you to all you guys, so it won't be advertised anywhere else just other than on here. I quite like that. It's got a sort of, I was going to use it for the front of the journal. Quite like that actually, although it's got red in it. I'm going to go with this one. So again, I am being kind of careful of where I'm putting the glue, because this is going to come off the pocket, so I don't want it to stick to the page. Once it's stuck down, I can always go in and ink up. Yeah, I did these, but I left that, and there we are. So I'm quite pleased with that one. It is nice. And then when you open it, and if you want, you can put a pocket, and I think we might do that on the next one. So this is this one, and I think what I'll do is I'll just put plain vellum in there. So I have got some, I've got some with mistletoe on. I was going to put that in there, but I think it's just too busy, so I'll just put the and again, it's not vellum, it's tracing paper. So I'm just going to and I'm just going to rip this, just line the top. And again, line the top. Make sure I'm on that mark, and there we are. And then what I'm doing is I'm just going to go around the edge of the circle and the square edge of this. Turn that round. I'm just folding that in because I have a little bit, I've gone over a little bit, which is fine. So what we do is we just fold that down, lift that up, I'll trim that. And the same with that one. Now, this one, I think I might put in that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down. And I'm just going to do a thin edge there, thin edge there, and we'll put that down there. We've got a bit of glue there, that's fine. So I've got that open, and as you can see, because it's just clear, you can see the music page, which is quite nice. And again, we don't need all of that, so I'm just going to use my, actually, I'm going to use this one. And I'm just ripping it. And there we are. So again, I'm just going to take, I'm going to go with ground espresso and ink round the edges of my pocket. Oh, sleeves are coming down. And that's that way, so that would go on the page that way. Now, how much time have I got? What I am wanting to do is I'm wanting to put a bit of gilding on this one. So I've got a little bit of script here that I'm just going to go over. And a bit down here. I mean, if you wanted, you could actually, you know, do proper patterns. I'm not. And I'm just looking at that. Now, what we do want is we want this glue to practically, not dry, but dryish. So we're going to leave that to one side. And what I might do is I might stick this. I'm just going to trim this down. Yep. And I think I'll ink round it. Just putting it on there. we'll just ink around this. And again, the other side you can write on. And it's just another way of using up packaging, and especially when it's got a nice pattern on one side. Oh, I've done it wrong again. Keep forgetting I didn't. These journal cards aren't quite square. Now I'm just wondering, this is my stamp, and I'm just wondering, I've never stamped on mulberry paper before. It is quite you know, porous, so it would absorb it. So if it just gives kind of a hint of a poinsettia, I'll be quite happy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Bordeaux. If it makes a muck up, it's fine. And because the mulberry paper's uneven, it won't pick up all over. I understand that, but I just want to see. What will happen. So I'm going to go that way. Go down. And I'm just pressing, and I can see it, I'm feeling it's really uneven. But we'll see. Not a bad. And that will, as the ink's drying, it will soak in. But what I might do is I might help it along. I've got a water brush here, because the Harmony Spectrum Noir are water-based ink, so I might just give it a little. Just up the spine. So I'm not putting too much water on it. I'm not, these don't kind of drip the water, you have to squeeze them out. And then we'll just go in with a little bit in the middle. I think we'll just leave it at that. That's got a little bit of gold because I was using gold on this. So we'll put that to one side and see how it goes. And we'll bring this back. Where's my gold foiling? Okay, so this is the side that we did that. So I'm just putting that on there. Pressing it on. There we are. I've got the hang of it now. It's just taken me 20 years. Quite like that. So I'm going to do some on this side. So I'm just And I'm just gonna dab it with my fingers because that's a bit just kind of soften it a bit. I don't want any finger marks on it, so I'll have a go. That should be all right because I've put my fingers on it. Hoping. If it's not, we'll just let it dry. Oh yeah. Yeah. Perfect. So what I'm doing is I'm just popping that down because the glue's still lumpy on there and still a bit sticky, so but yeah, I like that. I do really like that. So we'll put a thumb notch in there, and again I'll put a big one in, a wide one. So we'll kind of go with the middle. And then ink around it. And I think we're all right. I think, yep, that's dried. Do we want a little bit of gilding on this? I don't know whether we'll get any gilding on this, so we'll kind of do the middle. The little, we'll see. And I'm just tapping it with my finger, and I'm just gonna dry it off a little bit and then put the spotty bit over because I don't want a total glob. No, need to let it dry a bit. Some of it's come off. Yep, it's starting to work. Not the greatest, I think, for doing gilding. I think we'll just leave it at that, and we'll have another little so we'll have a look and see what we've got. Don't want any bumblebees. I think we might have a yeah. I think these are, I love that one, I think. Oh, that one. That one's nice. And I'm going to put some gilding around this one as well, but I'm going to ink around the edge first. So again, just open it up. Oops. And just randomly shove it on like that, and then just tap it off with your finger, or leave it to dry like I did. But if you don't want it lumpy and bumpy, just tap it off with your finger. And there we are. And because I'm continuing to use the bit that's been used, that's how you're getting the edge. It's a nice sort of like distressed look. And again, go back over it with the now, which way is it? That way. It's that way. And there you can see the there's nothing stopping that. Because there was no oh, that's it. That looks quite nice, that poinsettia showing through there. So we'll glue this on. And there we are. Something stopping it down there. I think it's probably the flap I haven't. No. I thought maybe say I hadn't glued the flap down properly and there was a little bit of it, but no. That's it. And there we are. So normally it'll go in my this isn't one of them, this is a different one, but normally it would go in my Scottish Christmas, which is similar, which will look like that. Now, is that not lovely? And I think we'll have, I still like that one. No, it's going to be this one. And I'm going to put a bit of a feather in as well, because you can get feathers in flower arrangements and Christmas floral arrangements anyway. So I'm just putting that there while I get this on here, and I'm going to put it, yep, got a bit of glue stuck on the feather, but never mind. I'm just folding that in half. And we'll put that on there like that for you to see. So there you are. So I'm quite pleased with that. Quite like it. And even the, you know, the bit of music paper on that side is fine. The only thing is, if you're going to put it like that and you've got stuff hanging over the edge, you need to trim it off or move it. That's exactly what I'll do with that. Otherwise it will hinder you opening your page, and I could have that way or that way. And this is a Scottish digital that I'm working on called Tartan Hearts, as you can see. Probably by the time this video is out, I'll have finished it and it'll be out on my Ko-fi site. But yep, so enough waffle. I will see you in the next video. Bye.